Unit 9.
Track 60.
Friends, Lovers, Chocolate. Part 2. Rather against his better judgment, Jamie felt himself being drawn in. He could not resist Isabel, he'd decided. There was something about her that fascinated him. The intellectual curiosity, the style, the verve. So, he said. So who is he? And what do we do? We do, he thought. I should have said, you do. But once again, I've played straight into Isabel's hands. I'm trapped in nets of golden wires. Isabel was oblivious of Jamie's struggle with himself. She had invited him to meet her to discuss what she'd found out. She had not asked him to join her in her inquiry. Of course, if he wished to do so, then that would be very helpful. But she'd not asked him. Well, she began, we now know who that unfortunate young man was and where he lived. We know that the police appealed for information. And that's it, said Jamie. You don't know whether they ever found the driver. Isabel conceded that this remained unknown. But now at least they had a description of the person who might have been responsible. But what do you do with that? Asked Jamie. Go to the police? What would you tell them? That somebody else is having visions of a face and here's a drawing. He laughed. You can imagine the reception you'd get. Isabel thought about this. She had not imagined going to the police just yet. Jamie was right in thinking that it would be difficult to convince them to take her seriously, and that they would be unlikely to pursue the matter further, unless, of course, the push came from the family of the victim. If they could be persuaded to do something about it, then the police could hardly refuse a request from them, at least to consider Ian's story. Her thoughts were interrupted by Jamie. Why are you doing this, Isabel? He asked, mildly. What's the point? She looked at him. It was her duty, was it not? If this was really information about who was responsible for the hit-and-run incident, then surely she had a duty to do something about it. Any citizen would have that duty, simply because he or she was a citizen. And there was more to it than that. By listening to Ian's story, she felt she had been drawn into a moral relationship with him and his situation. Isabel had firm views on moral proximity and the obligations it created. We cannot choose the situations in which we become involved in this life. We're caught up in them, whether we like it or not. If one encounters the need of another, because of who one happens to be, or where one happens to find oneself, and one is in a position to help, then one should do so. It was as simple as that. She shrugged. The point is that I have to do this, she said. I can't walk away from it. That driver needs to be called to account. And Ian needs to know why he's seeing that face. In each case, the solution lies in the uncovering of the truth.